Meditate upon the self in a non-objective manner. Meditate upon the self by the knowledge of consciousness that identifies yourself as consciousness and nothing other. Consciousness is self-luminous, self-knowing. It is changeless and unalterable. It is measureless and indivisible. It is nothing gross or subtle, but is of an absolute nature. It can never be bound, and it alone is what you are. Meditate by absorbing your sense of identity in that. It is nothing perceptible or conceivable. Yet it shines with its own limitless light. Consciousness itself is the substance and essence of meditation. Consciousness can be known only by consciousness, and not anything objective. Absorb yourself in the knowledge of what you are. Meditate in this way, and the peace which is actually innate is yours. all right.
Thank you, Master. Just checking in quickly, would it be fair to hear you speak of objective knowledge versus whatever subjective knowledge? And by just saying the objective knowledge is concerned with what you know, and subjective knowledge is more concerned with how you know. I mean, maybe that's too simple a thing to boil it down to, but just as a rough division.
Yes, how do you know?
You almost have to feel that you're connected with it. If it's
It seems to be
the absolute, for instance.
It seems to be something that occurs, but it's not actually an event. Now, the nature of all knowing is the knower himself.
So that's the real knowing, and the other is just imagined incorrectly.
So, know the knower.
Thank you, man.
If the if the essence of meditation, essence and substance of meditation is consciousness alone, and consciousness is ever present, limitless, eternal, is not conceivable or perceptible, then meditation of knowledge can happen all the time. It's not dependent on thought, nor of concentration. Then if the meditation is of knowledge, then it is, if it's understood well, it's not limited by anything. But the traditional methods talk about detachment from the senses, the sensory withdrawing of the senses, and all of that. It's a completely different thing. The approach that is talked about is wonderful.
To bear fruit, everything must return to the knowledge of the knower. what appears initially as the means, meditation, is found in the finality to be the end itself. That is, knowledge is consciousness, and there is no other kind of knowledge. That consciousness, which is the substance of self-knowledge, is your very being. You cannot say, I have it or I have it not. Always existence is, consciousness knows. And in this is found great freedom and bliss. So maybe it may be considered not traditional. On the other hand, it is the tradition. It is truly traditional. Such knowledge is so traditional that it exists as Brahman. And Brahman is certainly traditional. So let's just say it is ancient and it is timeless. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.